The chilling details of the plot to kill Tshegofatso Pule were laid bare in court yesterday. Pule's convicted murderer gave his version of the plan, saying he got involved because of greed and his love for money. Now, her murder again highlighting gender-based violence, which, according to President Cyril Ramaphosa, is the second pandemic in the country. Joining me now for this conversation is Pule's uncle, that's defense attorney Tumisang Katake. He talks to us on the line. Mr. Katake, thank you very much for your time. Sadly, the family gets to relive the sickening details that are coming out of court right now. Can I just find out how you as a family are able to hang on while these details around how your daughter was to be murdered?
Yes. Good morning, Cody, and good morning to your viewers of Newzroom Afrika. Once again, thank you for the opportunity. We are hanging in there, Mr. Mngambi. I'm not going to lie to you, it's tough. To the extent that even yesterday my aunt was crying uncontrollably in the court. Understandably so. But you must also understand it's something that the family expected, that it's not going to be easy. But I'm not sure whether psychologically and emotionally we were ready for this. As we could have imagined some of the family members, how they reacted to the details that came out in court yesterday.
Yeah. About
the planner of how Tshego was supposed to be murdered and how it was supposed to happen and where.
Yeah. As you listen to the confessed killer, Muzgaise Malepane, and are you starting to piece together these details, and is it becoming more clearer to you that indeed the confessed killer, Muzgaise Malepane, did indeed work together with the alleged mastermind at this stage, and that is Ntuthuko Shoba, to basically murder your niece?
Yeah, it's becoming, the picture is becoming clearer. Although there's still some blurry parts of it, which I hope by the end of today, those blurry parts would also have been cleared. Like I said yesterday, Mr. Mngambi, there were several opportunities that presented themselves to Mr. Malepane to abort the mission. The least he could have done was just to alert the authorities. So the least he could have done was just to tell even another person, or even alert Tshegofatso, for instance, when he picked her up, to say, listen, this is what this guy wants me to do, and I am going to keep you to a place of safety. But like he said yesterday, the greed and the love of money, which is near 70,000, and my niece's life is no more for the near 70,000.
Which pieces of the puzzle are still missing for you?
You know, Mr. Mngambi, I want to find out that where exactly did he shot Tshegofatso, in which place? Because, culturally and traditionally, there's certain rituals that we need to do there. I am of the view that where Tshegofatso's body was actually found is not exactly where she was shot. That's number one. Number two, I am yet to find out what exactly was going through his mind when he does that.
And I'm glad you raised that point. I'm sorry to interrupt your thought here, because you talk about where his mind was when he was doing all of this. This is the confessed killer, Muzgaise Malepane. There were some suggestions in the past that may he have had a relationship of some sort with your niece, Tshegofatso Pule, given the brutality of the crime. To your mind right now, do you believe that Malepane was simply a contracted killer acting on instructions, or was there something more to it?
I'll be honest with you, Mr. Mngambi, insofar as the rumors were concerned. I think those rumors were quashed long ago. If you go back to the bail application of Mr. Shoba, when he brought the bail on effect the second time. First and foremost, you can't have a relationship with a person that you have no contact of. There is no such. I think the police investigation on that regard has cleared those rumors. And where I am right now, I can't think of nothing else to the fact that Mr. Malepane was just a mere contracted killer.
The president, Mr. Katake, has labeled the scourge of gender-based violence in the country as a second pandemic. What would you, as a family, want South Africans to take out of this chapter in your family? What is it that you would want for them to learn from this?
It doesn't matter how old the person is. In the previous occasion, Mr. Mngambi did mention that at 28, Tshegofatso was old enough to make her own decisions. Whether some of the revelations that we hear in court were embarrassing or not, but she lived to make those decisions that she knew the consequences of. But what I'm saying is, as a family, we need to be involved in our people's life, be it it's your son, be it it's your daughter, your niece, or your nephew, to the extent that we need to know what's happening in their life, so that if there's any problems that could occur, you are in the position to accept those. The regret that I forever live with is when my sister passed on, the mother of Tshegofatso. She specifically said, please look after my kids. And I sort of like put the foot off the pedal when it comes to Tshegofatso. Because at that time, at 28, you would understand that she's an adult. She knows what decisions. She can distinguish wrong from right. But here I am now. I am attending court, wanting to find the truth as to what actually happened and the reasons why she was killed. So I believe that as a society, we need to be actively involved, and that starts with the families that we come from. If a family is toxic, it's going to produce a toxic society. But if as a society or a community, we help that family to heal from those wounds of toxicity, maybe some of these issues can be avoided.
Final question to you, sir. One of the people who has been by your side, Patrick Shai, he's no more and he's yet to be laid to rest. We all know the efforts that he has been putting to try and educate society. You talk about a toxic society that we live in. He was leading a foundation, Kulumandota. What would your words be, and words of comfort, I should say, perhaps, to his family, and in particular also to your family, given just how close he was in this case?
Mr. Mngambi, it's so painful to think about the passing of Mr. Shai. Firstly, let me send the condolences on behalf of the family to the Shai family. The most Osma and the children. To the society at large, I think the baton has been left by Mr. Shai, and it's up to us to lift the baton and continue with the race, especially men. We need to be actively involved in the family side. And if there's one thing that I've realized about Mr. Shai's passing is toxicity that the social media can have, especially with regards to people. So it doesn't matter what he did. He will always be reminded of his past, which I honestly think it was totally wrong. Everybody makes mistakes, and then everybody makes a second chance. And it's even better for him because he acknowledged his mistakes, and then he acted according to his appreciation of what wrong he did. And not many men can do that. In fact, what most men can do is to shy away from the fact that they lived that life. So it's a huge loss, not only to the family, but also to the society at large.
Tumisang Katake, thank you very much for your time, sir, and opening up to us and to the South African public at large. He is the uncle of the slain Tshegofatso Pule.